These notes are for the Go of 5.3. In this Go, you're going to be asked to add and subtract fractions. So let's do an example. Before we can add or subtract fractions, we need the denominators to be the same. So 8 and 12 are not the same number, but we need them to be. So in order to find the same number that they should be, we start off by listing all of the multiples of 8, or as many as we need. So 8 times 1, 8 times 2, 8 times 3, 8 times 4, 8 times 5, and we'll stop there and see if we can come up with, if something shows up with the multiples of 12. So the multiples of 12, 12 times 1, 12 times 2, 12 times 3, but I can actually already see that I have a number in common in both lists. It's 24. So now I'm going to rewrite my fraction 3/8 so that it equals a denominator of 24. To do this, I need to multiply 8 by something to get 24, and I multiply by 3. However, I need to keep my fraction the same. 3/8 can't change value. It still has to be 3/8. So if I wanted to keep it the same, I'd have to multiply it by 1. So I multiply by 3 over 3, which is one way to write the number 1. I'll multiply across. I have 9 over 24. I use that same process for 4 over 12. I know I want my denominator to be 24, so 12 times what is 24? It'd be 2. And of course, I don't want to change the value of my fraction, so I want to multiply it by 1, some type of 1. And this type of 1 will be 2 over 2. I get 8 over 24. So now I can rewrite my 3/8 as 9 over 24 minus my 4/12 as 8 over 24. And then that equals 1 over 24. The second kind of problem that you're going to be asked to do in the Go is multiplying fractions. And the example we're going to look at is 3/8 times 4/12. So up here we subtracted them, now we're going to multiply them. Now, multiplying fractions, there are many methods to use. I'm going to show you 2 methods. The first method is to multiply the fractions across the top, 3 times 4, over across the bottom, 8 times 12, 96. However, using this method, I then have to do one extra step, and I have to check to see if this fraction can be reduced. And I know that they can, and I know this because 12 goes into 96. So I'm then going to divide my top of my fraction by 12 and the bottom of my fraction by 12. So I get 1 over 8. The second method, I'm going to do this canceling that we just did right here, this simplification, closer to the beginning. So I have 3/8 times 4/12. I can rewrite this as 3 times 4 over 8 times 12. That's exactly what we did here. We just simplified it right away. I then can say, well, I can rewrite the top as 4 times 3. The reason being that 3 times 4 is the same as 4 times 3. It's commutative. I can write it in either order. I'm now going to re-separate these 2 fractions. If I can combine them, I can also separate them. And now I see that I have 2 fractions that I can reduce pretty easily. I know that 4 over 8 is 1/2. And I know that 3 over 12 is 1/4. And so now I get my answer of 1 over 8.